A lot of people have been discussing youth violence and other youth crime. If over the last 7, 8, 9 years, all the services have been cut, numbers are dwindling for youth services and provisions, it's not just young people hurting other young people in the moment, it's the failing education system, it's the failing health system, it's the failing housing system, private companies buying up land, kicking out the community that have been there for 20, 30 years. Because I remember growing up on this estate from when I was born to when I was 15 years old, and we didn't have much because we were living in poverty, but we still had each other. Over the last few years, they moved everyone out of this estate. So gradually, the sense of community, which is all we had, has been taken away as well. So how do you expect people to have hope that things can be better when these are the kind of conditions that we're living in? This society breeds individualism, and a lot of people only care about themselves. Young people grow up in that and they just manifest it in their own environment, in their own way. These young people could go on to be anything, to do anything. It's society's problem and it's society's loss when we've got children that don't see themselves as valuable. And when you live on an estate like this, where the money has been withdrawn gradually over years, it's so run down, there's no services, and there's gentrification happening all over the place. The built environment shows you that you don't matter. When you're at school and you're dismissed, the teachers are showing you that you don't matter. When the police are not even treating you with basic human rights, that is showing you that you don't matter. When you can't get a job, it's showing you that you don't matter. It's our job and duty to show them and teach them that they do matter. Young people don't feel like they have any genuine prospects to make it legitimately in this life, and then they're living their life one day to the next. Short-term gratification plays a role because people don't see a long-term vision or plan. When you're living in a community that's growing up in poverty, being perceived by others as being disadvantaged, you think you can achieve less. And then we go to school, and if we can't do this test and get a certain mark, that must mean we're stupid and there's nothing that we can achieve. Then once they do get involved in criminal activity, most of the time for illicit financial gain, because they're trying to make money, because they're living in poverty, and we've got a capitalist society that tells everyone you need to have all of these new things. So then they sell drugs to get money to buy these material goods that you told them that they needed. So after the riots, when people were like, why are people stealing trainers and TVs? You put adverts every day for trainer and TVs. And then you expect people not to want those things when the adverts are designed to make them want it. If you kill one of my friends, my whole friendship group is grieving. We might want to seek revenge. If you have been victimized, your whole mentality is going to be geared around never being victimized again. We just need to be offering the support rather than pointing the blame and saying these are all the perpetrators, because it's not as simple as that. The young people that are committing violence, a lot of the time they lack empathy. Other people in society to tell them you should have more empathy, but you can't even understand or relate to the life that they've been through. And see that after they've been stabbed and violently victimized and received no support, that they might not be normal after that. And you can't empathize with that, but you expect them to empathize with each other. It's like adults in society need to lead by example. Children don't grow up placing themselves in boxes, you know. Those lines society drew around, and they've got that in their brain, but it wasn't created by them. We need to try and erase those lines, break those boxes, and help young people see outside of their estate, outside of their current circumstances, to see what's possible. Young people would benefit from having a wider community that they just feel cares about them. Something as simple as you giving some work experience, or you being able to connect them with a network or someone else that can help them, is something that's small but has a tangible impact in the lives of a young person. If a young person is killed in your area, make it your business to speak to the young people that were their friends, that are left behind, that are in pain, that are grieving, that are feeling all this hurt and pain and trauma. And I'm speaking from experience because it's been 8 years since my friend was murdered, and I don't recall anyone ever asking me how I was. And I was 15 when he was killed. Violence is going to keep increasing and will keep getting worse until something radically different is done. We have to be investing in holistic pieces of work, and to do that, the government would actually have to support funding community-led initiatives. Other people are making decisions about what is best for our communities when they've never set foot in them. How about we do more preventative work? How about we just have some youth workers on our estates rather than just in the hospital after someone gets stabbed? I wanted to refer a young person I was working with to the mental health system. They might be on a waiting list for 2 years. The government should be investing in training for community-based groups, for community practitioners, so that we, who are on the front line, can have better skills to respond to young people that have mental health issues. Police and criminal justice, it just doesn't work. It's failing. Prisons are some of the most violent places in the country, and the prison population is the most forgotten population in this country as well. And we just think sending all these young people to prison for these short-term sentences, 2-3 years, what do you think they're going to do when they get out? When they've just been exposed to even more trauma, violence and pain whilst they're in there? Instead of pumping all this money into policing so that we can criminalise more young people? Why don't we pump more money into the preventative services, into provisions that can help young people, be better citizens and live better lives? Giving the young people an opportunity to say, this is my real lived experience, this is what I've been through, and I'm going to use this to change this. Opportunities to feel like they can achieve anything that they want to achieve and go against all the odds. Things can be different, and as long as we keep that vision in our head of what it could be like, what it could look like, what it could feel like to live in a society that didn't have this violence in it, then we can, live another day to try and create that.